I have a really strong Polish line in my family, and so we'd always annually make pierogi for the holidays. It's a pretty big task, and all of the old babci's recipes, the old grandma's recipes were for at minimum 60 pierogi. So it was a thing where we were doing batches of it, and everyone would have to gather around and pinch pierogi together. So I had some professional food jobs before farming, which is funny to think about some of them, because my first job ever was at a Papa John's. When I was 14, my parents signed off that I could work and I could bike there, and I'd go, sell pizzas and toss pizzas. In college, I worked for a aggregating CSA, so we would go around to lots of different farms in the Shenandoah Valley in Virginia and collect all sorts of things from produce to breads to trout. We had to gut trout for 2 hours in this abandoned warehouse every other week. Started farming when I moved out to Montana after a couple of seasons here, and then my off seasons I'd go inside and I'd bake through the holiday times. Then I'd be back to farming in the spring. It was nice to be in a warm place at the end of the season. I worked at Clark Brook Organics, who used to farm at this farm site in 2011. That was the first farm that I ever worked on. And then I worked for Garden City Harvest and was up at the Peas farm for a few seasons, first as a TA and then as the caretaker. In 2021, I started to transition the site with Clark Brook Organics and Corner Farm Village, which is owned by Neva Hassanen. The vision was to preserve the farm permanently for agriculture. December 2024, Trust Montana became the new landlord for this site and owns it. And it is a community land trust site, which means that it is permanently protected for the good of the community and will be a farm forever. And this model allows someone like me who can't afford this farmland to be able to access it, and it allows for the community to continue to have sites that are pockets of production for food in the middle of suburban areas and high development pressure areas. In addition to the land trust model, this is an open space designated site. Public money was spent as an open space bond recipient so that this site could be protected. So it has open space designation and the community land trust designation, which is very cool. Since the year I started farming, I've continued to farm in some way every single season. I had one season where I wasn't doing starts for myself in the spring, and I just felt so lost, and I couldn't understand time passing because this ritual of the season change wasn't happening for me that year. And that was a really interesting thing to observe. And so I don't know why I have to do it, but it seems like I have to. And then also it's just delicious, and in a positive way, one of the big reasons to farm and to do this kind of work is because you get to eat so well. You're popping a tomato right off the vine, or you're getting to eat a cucumber when you're really hot and really thirsty, and you're like, oh my gosh, this cucumber is so full of water and I really need it, and all that kind of thing. So you just, that intimacy with your food is an experience that I can't have in other spaces. Lots of herbs. Some fun ones.
Yeah.
Hopefully I brought enough. There's limited supplies. So
no, that's fine.
I can bring you more if you need.
No, I was thinking doing because you were in Peru, right?
I was in Peru.
Yeah. So doing a Peruvian beef stew with
the
that
pie?
one. Yep, exactly.
Nice. It's looking a little sad today, but it's okay.
It's going in the stew, it doesn't matter.
Cold.
Yeah. Someone accidentally pulled 10 pounds of ground bison that we could use.
So we have some bison.
So we were thinking maybe empanadas, do kind of lean into that kind of side of it.
Sounds great. And then we bought pie pumpkins, sweet little pie pumpkins, a couple of varieties.
I was thinking they'd be really good, roasted, in the empanadas.
Oh yeah.
With the bison and some warmer spices, maybe.
Yeah.
And then we can serve that with a tomatillo salsa verde, maybe a salsa macha. We have creme fraiche.
Salsa macha?
Kind of like a toasted dried chili and like nut
Oh,
oil
it's the
based
wind-
salsa.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I got like a cilantro situation and then other hot peppers by chance. Okay, we just got in these cranberry beans, which a lot of people have been asking about. So I thought it'd be cool to serve them with like rice, beans, like a stew over rice and beans.
Cool.
Josh, try this out. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. I think this sounds delicious, what you came up with.
I hope so. I mean, yeah.
It's fun to make something actually Peruvian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have a ton of experience with that cuisine, but it sounded fun.
Ryan James and I met in the Montana Conservation Corps. He had, I guess, a similar experience of saying, okay, well, what's next, and ending up in food on the chef side. And then when I was working at Clark Brook Organics, which is the farm that's here prior to Trustland Farm, we reconnected a little bit. I saw him in the neighborhood as we transitioned this farm space, started selling to him directly. It was really great. And so that relationship, I think, is growing at this point, which is also just fun. And so we went in and they had 2 seed shops, and we walked. The first one was no luck, and then the second one did have them, and they gave us just this like bag like this of wakatai seeds. The other one that's new is pipicha. This was requested by a chef, and I've grown very little of it because I don't know how to grow it yet, but I'm figuring it out. But it smells really good. It's a lot of Mexican food.
I feel like you'd smell it from.
Strong. You walk by and you smell it.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder like what quantity you're actually supposed to put into a dish. You know?
You know, I don't know, but we're gonna find
We'll
out.
find out. All of our peppers are kind of spicy this year. Like our poblanos were a lot hotter
Huh.
too.
Why would one year be just
Hotter?
more spicy than
More stress on the peppers.
a bunch of bone marrow, which we could use in the dough instead?
Cool.
Which
I've
is-
never cooked with bone marrow.
I mean, it's pretty much just fat.
Yeah, let's do it. And do you have some eggs?
Yes. How many do you need? Probably 4.
I left it pretty dry. Do you want to like, because that's how I think about pie dough.
Yeah, we'll look at it. I would just let it sit overnight. We're gonna sear the chuck roast off pretty hard in a pot and then throw in our aromatics, and then this ahi verde sauce is gonna go in the stew as well, and we're gonna let it braise for about 5 hours. Cook off rice, add our beans, let those cook.
I think it sounds good. I think you came up with a beautiful menu. Thanks for buying our food.
Thanks for growing our food.
I don't know how long I plan on farming for. That's a really interesting idea of having that pinpointed at this point. I would hope that it would be a minimum, that I'd be farming a minimum of 10 years. And at 10 years that I'd be able to have an answer to that question of how long I'd be farming for. But hopefully it's what I do for my life. We'll see.